Hello, first of all, I wanted to thank you for having your home for sale with Love Realty. My name's Stephen Cromedy, I'm the Director of Love, and what I wanted to do today, I wanted to bring directly to you Lake Macquarie Conveyancing and Australian Property Finance. Why did I want to do that? Because they're both huge businesses within our marketplace that just aren't attached to Love, they're attached to the entire marketplace, to every agent in our region, and so they're able to give us a snapshot as to what's happening in the marketplace. So sitting with me now is Lorraine Berry. She's the owner and operator of Lake Macquarie Conveyancing, one of the biggest conveyancing firms in our region. And I wanted to get an idea from Lorraine as to what she's seeing with the contracts that are exchanging in her office on a day-to-day basis. Lorraine, thanks for coming in. So what's happening in your world at the moment, and which sales are you seeing come across the line?
We're seeing it's very much an owner-occupier market at the moment,
yes,
which is great because it's a situation where there's a lot of property on the market. If it's in the right price range, it will sell.
Okay.
Doing an in-house exchange is by far the best way because you've got a purchaser.
Does that mean in-house with the agent?
With the agent, yes.
No, that's okay.
It basically means that the vendor has certainty that they've got a purchaser there who's willing to commit to sign a contract and pay their 0.25% deposit. So it's an active market, but again, the key is price the property correctly.
Okay, and so let's just say, you know, because unfortunately you're not just dealing with Love, you're dealing with the entire marketplace. So when a property is priced correctly, how quickly can that be expected to sell?
Oh, we've had contracts where we've sent the contract to the real estate agent. It's come back to us 1 day later, exchanged.
With multiple offers?
With multiple offers,
okay.
Yeah. And the vendor has chosen which offer he wants. So it then becomes a selective thing for the vendor.
Okay, and I guess the beautiful thing is when you're offering where up to with the marketplace, you can speak for both the buyer and the seller.
Absolutely, yes.
Because you're getting the honesty of the market in that war room, you know, in
That's
that
right.
conveyancing business. So you're seeing it as it is.
Both
So,
sides,
yeah.
both sides. And I think a lot of these days, purchasers are realistic in that they know that there's property on the market. If they are slow and tardy in getting into a contract, they're going to miss the boat. And they look at a property, they love it. A lot of them, and I'm sure that your database is filled with potential purchasers just waiting for that right property to come on the market. So they're there right at the word go. When we give you your office, the contract, they get the calls to say, look, this one's just come on the market. If they're proactive, they've got their pre-approval with finance so that they know that that's the level they can go to. Those ones are just going off the shelf. The ones we see sitting there for any period of time are the ones that are in higher brackets than where they should be.
Right.
You know,
So a case of being realistic. And I guess because you're buying and selling in the same marketplace, it's neither here nor there.
No, it's not. It actually evens itself out. You move from where you want to be, that's the reason you've listed your property for sale, to do whatever you want to do.
And I guess, you know, the key thing, how many years have you been in the industry for, Lorraine?
Oh, 40 plus.
So I guess this is really good advice coming from someone that's been in the industry for 40 plus years, because you've been in the industry even in the 90s as well, so you've seen it all.
Yes.
Nothing you haven't seen.
Unfortunately, yes.
But I guess what you're saying is if you're buying, if you're selling and buying, that if you're doing this, where you're buying is doing this. So I guess it really comes down to this.
Yeah.
Except
It's an equaliser.
It's an equaliser.
Yeah.
So don't get attached to what price you believe you need.
No.
Get attached to finding a buyer who wants to buy a home.
That's
So
right.
that frees you up to buy where you want to buy. And
So you
ultimately,
can move forward.
yeah, and but you know, you need to get your price right, which doesn't affect you financially because they're both doing this.
That's exactly right. It's really an essence of looking at the marketplace we're in today. And for instance, if you look down the Sydney market or the Melbourne market, lots of people had unrealistic expectations, and a lot of I hate to say this, but a lot of real estate agents, especially down in those areas, were giving clients unrealistic expectations of pushing the values up. People then were in a situation where they were paying way over what the property was worth. They've had a leveller in that marketplace. That bubble is burst. That's not true in Newcastle area.
Definitely
These
not.
environs, it's not true. We are in a situation where it's just an equal marketplace is happening, but people are seeing those big values from down those areas, it doesn't quite hear it all.
And just say, so as an owner, as someone that's selling your home, don't look externally to get an idea as to what your home should be.
No,
listen to the
not.
marketplace,
Yes.
look at the data, and let the data determine what you should do.
That's right.
And have an understanding that if you're selling and that's doing that, so is too where you're buying.
That's exactly right.
Lorraine, good advice from someone that has stood the test of time. So thank you for coming in. I'm sure all our sellers appreciate you doing this.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for having me.
yeah, no, you're welcome, and thank you for taking the time to watch it. Hope it helps every single one of you.
Thank you.
So I now have with me Aaron Giles. We've just heard from Lorraine Berry, but like I said to you earlier, I wanted to bring two professionals in today. The second person being Aaron Giles from Australian Property Finance, who has, again, just like Lorraine does, the entire marketplace. What I mean by that, they're seeing the entire marketplace and how buyers are reacting. And again, they're able to see, in Aaron's instance, how buyers are reacting to which properties they're purchasing. So, Aaron, thanks for taking the time to come in today.
Thanks for having me, Steve.
You're welcome. So, first of all, a little bit about yourself. You're from Australian Property Finance.
I am.
What do you do? How long have you been doing it?
Great. I've been in finance now for 25 years.
Yes.
In Newcastle all that time. So I've seen the market to have good times, bad times, been with it every step of the way.
You've both been in real estate, or the adjacent space, I should say, in the 90s. So you truly have seen it all. So what would you say, as a lender, what's happening with buyers and the availability of money at the moment that is different to what it was, say, 6 months ago?
I don't think there's anything about it different as far as lending is concerned. Lending is always a lending. There will always be a loan available if you meet the certain criteria.
So has the criteria, are they changed the criteria? Are they scrutinising it more? What's happened?
There's a lot more with the Royal Commission, obviously. There is a larger focus on living expenses, with the monthly living expenses, what people are spending their money on. But basically, all financial institutions are still out there wanting to lend money. That is how they make their money.
Yeah. So with the buyers that you're seeing come into the marketplace, essentially, how are they making the decision as to which homes they're buying, and what are they sensitive of?
Look, I think at the moment, the houses that are priced well will sell. I still have plenty of first home buyers and home seeker applications on my books where clients are looking to buy property. The ones that are purchasing are normally fighting over properties because the houses that are priced well are selling.
Place. So what you're saying is pretty much in line with what Lorraine said earlier, as a matter of fact, and that is that their homes that are priced well, you're still seeing buyers having to compete to secure the property.
100%. What I am finding, and still find today, is those that don't have a pre-approval will miss out.
Okay, and obviously you're organising finance not just for people that don't have a home, but probably some of your clients have their homes for sale waiting to sell.
100%.
Hoping that when it sells, with the new approval, they can go out and buy. With those owners, how many of those are sitting there waiting, not selling because they've got the incorrect price?
But the biggest thing I find is that the properties that are ready to go or priced right are just selling. It all comes down to the individual owner or property seller's situation, what they're looking to do. If they're looking to stay in the market, obviously it's all relative. They sell in the market, buy in the same market. So
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter. It all depends. Everybody is different. Everyone's an individual, and everybody's individual needs are different. So from my perspective, it comes down to what my clients want, and we're here to guide them that way.
And I guess ultimately, if they're looking at selling, well then it's the data that's going to set you free.
Oh.
So it really comes down to understanding, do I sell or do I not sell?
Yeah.
But not selling now and waiting a couple of months is not going to remove you from the marketplace, is it?
No, not at all.
All it's going to do is put yourself into the same situation, if not a deepening situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So thanks for your advice today. Thanks for your time, and thanks for making this special trip out here.
No problem.
I hope the information has served you well, and thank you very much, Aaron.
Good on you. Thanks, Steve.